The economic downturn, which began in the US, reversed gains of more than a decade of rising economic growth in Africa, raising fears of permanent damage if investors completely withdraw and donors cut the aid budgets. The crisis fueled demand in borrowing by governments, a phenomenon many experts in the region say is threatening.
The only way I can see an economy fighting the negative effects of the crisis at this point in time. Both the governments need to spend and the private sector needs to invest if the economy is going to grow.
A collapse in global trade occasioned by the global economic crisis has grossly affected demand for African goods, slashed prices for key export commodities, and cut capital inflows, impacting on government revenues.
Unfortunately, because of the current crisis, most African countries find that they've got to run huge deficits in order to meet their expenditure profile. Now what that means is that they come to the local markets, they take out the liquidity, they push up the rates of interest.
Faced with a dry up in foreign inflows, most African governments are looking at internal resources to fund infrastructure projects, cushion against high cost of debt financing on the international markets.
One solution would be to rely more on external markets for borrowing to finance the deficit and therefore leave the private markets more for the private sector.
Zoellick will be using his trip to highlight opportunities that exist in countries emerging from conflict, such as Rwanda and Congo DRC, and stable economies like Uganda, to woo investors to a continent that is increasingly being eyed for its arable farmland by Middle East and Asian investors to secure future food supplies apart from its mineral and oil deposits. Henry Gedaiga, Citizen Business.